A single touch, even if it lasts just a few seconds, can trigger a surge of oxytocin in a woman's brain, strong enough to make her feel emotionally connected to you for hours. This isn't romantic fluff, it's pure neuroscience. And yet, most men completely miss how powerful touch can be, not realizing which gestures draw her closer and which ones quietly make her decide she's not interested. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 touches that can genuinely change everything in how she feels around you. And one of these, number 5, is almost unfair because it hits deeper than anything most people will ever reveal out loud. Words alone stopped impressing her a long time ago. What truly moves her, what can crack open the heart she's spent years protecting, is something much more primal. Touch. But not just any touch. The clumsy, grabby, movie-style touches won't do. I'm talking about deliberate, psychologically powerful gestures that can communicate safety, confidence, tenderness, and desire without a single word. Dr. Dasher Kellner, a psychologist at UC Berkeley, conducted a fascinating study where strangers were asked to convey emotions using only brief touches on the forearm. No words, no facial expressions. The outcome was astonishing. People could accurately identify emotions like gratitude, love, and sympathy through touch alone, with almost 78% accuracy.
Compare that to what most people try to communicate verbally, and you start to see why some men effortlessly make women feel a deep connection while others try everything and still end up in the friend zone. A mature woman doesn't fall for words anymore. She's heard every compliment, read countless sweet texts, and sat through candlelit dinners where men tried too hard to impress her with what they said.
It's never about what you say. It's about how you physically convey presence and attention. The biggest mistake most men make is in how they touch. A mature woman, someone who knows herself and what she wants, responds to touch on an entirely different level than someone in their early 20s. Before I share the 7 transformative touches, I need to warn you. 2 of them are so simple that you might be tempted to dismiss them. But those are exactly the ones mature women say create feelings they can't even explain. The last touch on this list is so powerful that relationship therapists sometimes prescribe it to couples on the verge of separation. The first touch is what I call the slow, guiding hand on the lower back. This isn't just polite or gentlemanly, it's deeply effective. When you place your hand gently on the small of her back, whether guiding her through a doorway, helping her navigate a crowd, or simply standing beside her, you're stimulating one of the most nerve-dense regions of the body. These nerves link directly to emotional centers in the brain. A slow, confident, warm touch here communicates a message that bypasses logic completely. It says, without words, I see you. I'm aware of you. You don't have to carry everything alone right now. Speed and pressure are critical. A quick pat feels awkward, almost familial. Too much pressure feels controlling. But a slow, steady touch with the right warmth signals safety.
Her brain releases oxytocin, and she begins associating your presence with calm, support, and subtle intimacy. For a woman who has been the protector of her own life, this quiet confidence can feel more romantic than any grand gesture.
One woman in her 40s described it perfectly. She felt genuinely chosen for the first time in over a decade, just from that small, intentional contact. The second touch is the two-handed handhold. Most people hold hands, but this is different. You take her hand, then place your other hand over hers, cradling it between both of yours. This isn't for teenagers at the mall. This is about presence and connection. When both of your hands are engaged like this, it creates what psychologists call bilateral stimulation. Her brain interprets it as complete attention, emotional engagement, and care. Therapists use similar techniques in EMDR therapy to help people process emotional experiences. Done in the right moment, during a conversation, or after she shares something vulnerable. This touch communicates that she is seen, valued, and safe. It speaks louder than words ever could. These touches are subtle, intentional, and incredibly effective because they tap directly into the biology of connection. They're not about control or manipulation. They're about genuine presence, care, and creating a safe space where a woman feels understood and emotionally supported. When used correctly, these simple gestures can quietly transform how she experiences your presence, making her feel closer, more connected, and emotionally attuned in ways that words alone could never achieve. When you hold her hand with both of yours, you're sending her brain a clear, powerful message. You are safe. I am completely present. For a mature woman, this can be transformative. She's probably spent years with men who were physically there, but emotionally absent. Their body at the dinner table while their mind wandered to work, sports, or distractions. By holding her hand fully and giving her your attention while she speaks, you're offering something she may have stopped believing existed. Undivided, genuine presence. That contrast alone can be striking. Years of lukewarm affection suddenly meet warmth, intention, and care. And her brain quietly says, "This one is different." Once a mature woman senses that difference, it's nearly impossible for anyone else to compete. Another touch that catches most women off guard is the forehead touch. Not a kiss, but the gentle pressing of your forehead against hers. Eyes naturally close, breaths synchronize, and the outside world fades. This simple act carries incredible psychological weight. According to Dr. Sue Johnson, a leading relationship researcher, small bonding moments like this activate the attachment system in adults in the same way a mother's touch connects with an infant. The forehead touch demands vulnerability from both people, requiring closeness, slowing down, and letting guards drop. For a woman who has built emotional walls high enough to shield herself from disappointment, this gesture is a quiet, profound reminder that someone can truly be there without expectation or pressure. The back of the neck touch is another almost secret weapon. The nape is sensitive, vulnerable, and full of nerve endings. A gentle, deliberate touch there triggers both trust and arousal simultaneously, a rare combination most touches don't manage. When done at the right moment, it communicates confidence without aggression, desire without neediness, and familiarity without assumption. For a mature woman, she recognizes immediately what that means. Timing is everything, though. It works only after trust is established. Approach too soon, and it becomes uncomfortable rather than intimate. Then there's the thumb stroke, subtle yet extraordinarily effective. While holding her hand or resting a hand on her arm, shoulder, or knee, your thumb moves slowly back and forth. She may not even consciously notice it, but her brain does. Specialized nerves respond to this gentle, rhythmic motion, directly activating the parts of the brain that create emotional connection and intimacy. For a woman who has endured years of performative or absent affection, this unassuming, effortless touch can feel like a revelation. It's not grand gestures or gifts that make her fall. It's the quiet, genuine moments that show care without trying. The silent pull is another powerful gesture. Without announcing it, you gently draw her closer. Perhaps your arm slides around her shoulder, or your hand finds her waist. This instinctive movement mirrors secure attachment, communicating that her presence matters simply because she exists. Many mature women have spent years earning closeness, believing it had to be deserved. A silent, intentional pull rewrites that story, showing that she is wanted, not for what she does, but simply for being herself. Finally, the long, full hug is unmatched in emotional power. Wrapping your arms around her completely for 20 seconds or more triggers oxytocin while lowering cortisol, reducing stress, and opening her nervous system to connection. For a woman who has carried so much on her own, this is not about excitement or impressing her. It's about relief. It allows her to release the strength she has held on to for years, giving her permission to simply exist in safety and comfort. That long, unhurried embrace communicates more than words ever could, letting her know she is valued, cherished, and seen in a way few ever have. These 7 touches, each backed by neuroscience, psychology, and the experiences of women who know true connection, require nothing more than awareness, presence, and intention. They don't demand money, status, or perfection, only your willingness to slow down and be fully present. And here's the critical part. A mature woman doesn't just wait for this. She gives signals, subtle, consistent, undeniable signs of interest that most men completely miss. Knowing how to touch her is one step. Recognizing when she is already falling, when the moment is right, is what truly makes the difference. That is exactly why the next step is essential. Learning to read her signals so your awareness meets hers at the perfect time, creating real, lasting connection.